All right, so here she is. The way to lock and unlock the car is on the remote. You're gonna unlock. The lights will flash twice. And if you decide to lock it, they should flash once. Okay, so this is just lock and unlock. That's all it does. The key does not work in here. This thing is bored out and it doesn't work. When you have these two switches down and you press down on this button, the window is going to go down. So again, both switches up, window goes up. Both switches down, window goes down. That's the only way this button works, is down. That's why these switches are here. So if these are up, it goes up. If these are down, it goes down. These work just like regular. You want that window to go down, you want that window to go up, okay? This does not work either. This is the lock for the door, for all the doors. It doesn't work. That's why you have this to lock and unlock the car. This does not work. This is to lock all the windows. I usually let it beep until it stops. The doors are gonna lock and unlock, and the fans are gonna come on. So remember, when you go before you start the car, let the beeping stop, and you should hear the fans that are on. Okay, that's off. That's on. Once the beeping stops, start the car. You don't have to press the gas or nothing, just it'll start right up every single time. Now every now and then you're gonna get a light down here that's showing you that there's a burnt tail light. Don't worry about it. It just depends on the weather whether it comes on or not. But there is a light that sometimes comes on right there, that just to tell you that there's a burnt light. The radio doesn't work. It has power, but it doesn't work. We can talk about that more later. Just press the power off button and it'll go off. Okay. This button should stay off because it is for if you're pulling a trailer. You will push that on, it'll give you this extra power. You don't need that. Leave it off. The most important thing about the air conditioner in this car is that it does work. You just have to be gentle with these knobs. These knobs are actually connected to cables, and if somebody comes in here and just turns the knob real fast, it's gonna break. You have to be very gentle with it, especially the temperature. I never change the temperature but once a year. Either it ends up on heat or it stays on cold. I do not adjust that very often because just be very easy with it. It'll last forever if you're just gentle with it. So I know you'll be gentle with it, but I just want to overstate that fact that these especially are all cable driven, and you have to be delicate with them. Or excuse me, that's the tilt up and down. Let me show you that again. The tilt up and down, and the sunroof works as well by pressing this. Now, one thing you need to know about the sunroof is that obviously it goes all the way back. When you go to close it, there's a safety feature that stops it there. So you have to let the button go and then press it again and it'll complete close. These lights still work. This light does not. Sorry. It just doesn't work. The clock doesn't work. The temperature should always be about half, and it always will be. The speedometer doesn't work, but you know how fast you're going. Just stay with traffic, you'll be fine. The gas gauge is accurate. I don't run the car any more than 23, 24, 2500 RPMs on the highway, and that's going really fast. So just remember the window. Let me show you this now. So both switches are down, and if I press this button, the window goes down and stops. If I press both of these, switch both of these up and press it again, the window goes up. Anyway, you get the point. Okay, these work the same as regular switches. You pick them up, you pull them down. That back window sometimes sticks, so about once a week I make sure and go through, just roll down the window for a second, roll it back up, just to keep the motor engaged. these all work. The spare tire is in the trunk, which is right here. That's how you do the trunk. And there's the gas too. And the hood is right here. So you got those three to do. Here's the gas. Got a little hang thing there for you. There's new tint on the back window. The other one was hard to see through, so I replaced that. The rest of it's still dark. It's got a few imperfections, but it's okay. Battery's got new terminals. This is the transmission filter or transmission checker dipstick. You could always check it whenever you want to. There's two little lines at the bottom and two little lines at the top. It should be in between the top two little lines, or indentions. That really doesn't ever leak or have issues or anything. The transmission's fine. Just check it every once in a while. This is the engine oil dipstick. You need to check this. As you can see, or maybe you can't see, there is it looks like way too much oil in here right now, but it's because it's been running. But it needs to stay between low and high. So there's a little area right here in between. You can't run it full of oil because these gaskets around the top of the motor are busted out, and that's not a big deal, but you just can't run it full of oil. So when you go get your oil changed, make sure you tell them you only want 4 quarts of oil. It takes 5, but you only want 4 quarts of oil. Make sure you do not put 5 quarts. If you do, all this right here is going to be full of oil, and the back of the motor too. It's just going to drip and it's going to just leak out of the motor because it's too much. 4 quarts. This is a brand new alternator. I just put it on in July with a brand new belt. The air conditioner was done a couple years ago, so the whole top end is good. I do have a water pump, which is the one that's below there. I'm going to send it with the car, so if it ever does go out, you already have the part. You don't have to put anything with this. This is just an overflow. It's not like a new car. It doesn't need anything in it. It's just catching overflow from the radiator. And this is power steering fluid. Check this every now and then. It's pretty obvious by you can look on the side. Actually, it'll tell you where the minimum and maximum is. You shouldn't have to add any, but that's power steering. Okay. Windshield wiper fluid. Fill it when you need it because the thing leaks. So if you need to wash your windows, the windshield wiper fluid jug does not hold water, so that's never going to work. Just be prepared. Carry a bottle of water to squirt on the hood, on the thing if you need. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really nothing, no maintenance needs to be done on the car other than checking the oil. You really don't need to touch anything other than just keep an eye on the oil. If the check engine light comes on, 99.9% of the time it's because it's low on oil. But I don't see that happening. As long as you put 4 quarts in it and change it every 5,000 miles, you'll be fine. That's just about it. If you have any questions, let me know. Enjoy it.